How did that happen in government? Because the government absolutely must have noticed your talent, because you went off and became Economic Affairs Secretary. You also became Finance Secretary of India. How did that happen? Because it's a very coveted position, right? How did that rise happen for you? Obviously, there are no exams this time, right? Did you write any papers? Because I also know you were in deputation to teach somewhere. I think it was, if I'm correct, was it at the National Institute of Public Finance and Policy also? Was it there? Right?
See,
you were there for a while.
It again is quirk of circumstances many times. What you want to do, you may not get the opportunity to do. So in my first part of the career, about 15, 16 years, largely spent in Rajasthan, I hardly got to do anything in finance. I remember writing to the finance secretary way back in 1987, when I got my senior scale, so 4 years of service, that the government may like to consider me to be posted in finance department as deputy secretary. Though deputy secretaries posts are not considered very good because there is no creature comfort. You go to secretariat, there is no car or anything. You don't get the house is like a district magistrate or something. So, but despite that, I was prepared to go and work in finance because of my interest in finance, right? The personnel secretary, who happened to be my supervising collector in training, thought I was stupid. I was asking for a post which no one wants to, and there are other positions like additional district magistrate and something with lots of other fun as well as the challenge and the creature comfort and all. So despite my pleading, he posted me elsewhere and not in the finance. So it so happened that in first 16, 17 years, I hardly got to do any finance. So I did some sidey financial posting. One, I was the director of provident funds and state insurance, and I was also for some time the Inspector General of Registration and Stamps, which is the department which deals with the registration of documents for the property and the land documents. But I didn't do any core. But when I was sponsored for Delhi, that you have to go to Delhi, I happened to, because there was a very sort of seasoned and very considerate kind of economic affairs secretary at that time. When he looked at my biodata, he said, this kind of person should work in finance. And while no one believed that I would get posted as...
Finally, somebody saw your resume. Finally, somebody did.
And that is how it blended. So that started with a career in finance. And then it took off.